At this point, you've probably already seen the news. After all, as I am writing the script, the trailer in the official Netflix channel is sitting in about 7 million views in just 3 days since it was released. By comparison, the official trailer for The Witcher Season 3 has 10 million and it has been up for about 12 days now. But if by any chance you still have no idea of what I'm talking about, Netflix is going to release a One Piece live-action TV series adaptation by the end of August. So me as a person who have been watching One Piece since 2006 when the anime started being shown on television in my country, I felt the need to share my opinions and my expectations for the series based on what was presented on the trailer. But before I start complaining for the next 20 minutes, let me tell you the things I liked about the trailer, as well as a few things that gave me just a tiny little bit of hope that at least this series won't be an offense to anyone who considers him or herself a fan of the original material. First is that the producers of the show are not that bad. One is Steven Maeda, that is a producer who was responsible for Lost from 2004 to 2006, which is about season 2 and 3 where Lost was still good, so that's good. I can't say much else for his work since I haven't really seen it, but the dude has been a producer for a while now, even though he hasn't been an executive producer since 2017. So I guess we'll have to see if that means anything or not, but seriously bro, CSI Miami? Come on. The other guy is Matt Owens, who also wrote the script for Luke Cage, which was a solid series. The problem with Matt is that he also wrote Agents of the S.H.I.E.L.D. and The Defenders, which I really wish I haven't seen. And to be honest, from the text I've seen from the trailer, my hopes are really not relying on his shoulders. So these are the two big heads of the show, and I don't feel secure, but it's not like they haven't done good stuff in the past. Second thing, I really like what I've seen from the costumes of the show, especially how Luffy's jacket is all shabby, cause that really suits the character's personality. And the rest of the crew didn't sit bad either. But man, look at this buggy. Just look at that and tell me that this is not freaking amazing. I double dare you, cause not only every single detail about his costume looks stunning, this laugh simply gave me the chills. I really don't know any of the past work of this actor, but he's definitely a character that I'm really looking forward to see on the show. Third good thing is really just the 3 seconds where I could have a glimpse of the choreography and the cinematography from Zoro's fight. One Piece is the type of material that really needs to be strong on this department, and what they presented there was not bad at all. But now boys, and maybe a girl, probably not actually, I recently checked my statistics and 100% of you are men, and I thought that was really funny. But now boys, that concludes what I have my hopes up for, so let's start the shit show. Right at the beginning, can someone please answer me, was that really no better CGI studio than Crayon Eater's International Productions? Because what the fuck is that? Honestly man, how can someone look at the Sea King in that stretched arm and think, yep, this is good, no, this is nice, this is great. Are you blind? Brother, since Jurassic Park they knew how to hide bad CGI so our eyes wouldn't bleed. And that leads us to the second bad thing, which will be a core problem of the show, that is, within the idea of making a live action out of One Piece. Man, One Piece is pure nonsense to be adapted to reality. The architecture of the anime is so cartoonistic, look how the structure is completely out of tune with the rest of the city, and things like this seem that will be very common since the ships also look like they are made from paper mache. And not only that, but also Luffy is a rubberman where his attacks, aka moves, consist in stretching himself to the limit to produce powerful strikes. And be honest with me, when was the last time you've seen something like that worked on a live action? I also have seen that Arlong will be in the series too, and it's likely that his fight against Luffy will be the highest climax of the series. So man, if he is looking as bad as the Sea King over here, then this fight would be like watching Mandingo versus Chicken Joe. And brother, oh brother, the potential to ruin Buggy, which is one of the few good things this show will bring for us, is also immense. So, that's complaint number 2. I am really scared of the premise of making a One Piece in a live action adaptation. I can't see it working in any level. Complaint number 3, that is actually 5 complaints at once, and it's about the Starcast. I will try to be the most respectful I possibly can with them, but honestly, who are these people? I mean, Mackenyu I already knew from the terrible movies he's been to, and even though I didn't particularly hate his Seiya that much, he was also Scar in Full Metal Alchemist live action, and dude, it's honestly sad to look what he did to him. He seems the type of actor that suits better with the type of less expressive characters, and when he did have the opportunity to interpret someone like that, he performed so poorly. Even though Zoro is not particularly expressive and has a very collected personality, he's a very reactive dude. He will snap and scream at people whenever he feels annoyed, and I don't think this actor can make this type of expression naturally. The good side of it is that during this arc where the live action will take place, he's really more to the collected side than to the reactive. Sanji is a character that really brings up that explosive side of him, and since the series will be ending around the time where the Straw Hats leaves for the Grand Light, we'll probably just see this kind of interaction for 1 or 2 episodes, so it's not that bad. So, who knows? Nami will be interpreted by Emily Rood, and what is odd about her is that she's not a back actress, but still, based on her dialogue seen in the trailer, I was simply not convinced.
Careful with that!
I don't work for you.
Bro, this tone of voice when delegating something and the face of a spoiled teenager who is learning for the first time that people around her don't really have to put up with her shit is simply not the type of character Nami is, and not what makes her great. Nami's confidence and the way she behaves not only serves a very important purpose, but it has also everything to do with her backstory and the way she was raised. If someone places her stuff in a way that she doesn't like it, she would at least scream to the motherfucker that he would have to pay for every single little scratch. So yeah, even though I don't think she'll ruin the emotional scenes, I don't think the directors are instructing her how to properly behave as Nami, and as a matter of fact, I don't think the director is instructing anybody how to properly interpret its character. Usopp will be interpreted by Jacob Gibson, and he's probably the most inexperienced actor from the 5 protagonists. And brother, delivering emotional scenes is really not his thing. The only work he's been on, which was of any significance, was Greenleaf as someone who has been through a lot. And by that I mean really a lot. And brother, like, it's really that simple. The dude simply couldn't deliver. My hopes for him is that Usopp is a character that really hides his emotion with jokes and puns, and that is just bound to his personality. He can be very goofy and in general he's a chicken, but he has a very joyful personality that just brightens the room. Like, Usopp is your bro, okay, your homie. So I am hopeful that this type of character will suit Jacob way much better. Even though he'll still have to deliver some emotional bits, I think this character will be a great way to get exposed to the industry. Sanji is interpreted by Taz Skylar, and he's basically like Jacob. He haven't done a lot of things, the thing he's been on are really not known, and he did a lot of short films. Except that he also wrote and produced 2 short films and 1 TV series that doesn't even have an IMDb score. Rather than being worried about his acting, I am more worried about what Netflix will try to do with him in the series. Mostly because of this scene. This is a scene where Sanji jumps in the water to save Luffy, and that's not a spoiler, it's literally in the trailer. But the thing is that this also happens in the anime, except from the part where Sanji takes his shirt off before doing that, and that led me to ask myself, why? Why would they have Sanji in the live action with his shirt off, and not his pants, by the way? I guess he have a spare pair of pants, but not an extra shirt. But why? Why did they feel the need to take his shirt off? And oh, I see. Bro, Sanji, man. They want to turn Sanji into the hotshot pussy drencher that Netflix love to push on us. And I'm not saying that the dude can't put a good shit on the screen, but I think Sanji's character will be completely different from the original material, since in the trailer he was just a walking six-pack. And speaking of ruining characters, you know I left you for last on purpose. Inaki Godoy, the star of the show, aka Monkey D. Luffy. Oh, what are they doing with my boy? Again, I'm really not shitting on the actors for accepting the job, cause in the end, that's what they did. They just accepted a job and none of them deserves to be criticized for doing so. Especially Inaki, he literally looks like the sweetest person on earth. But God, your Luffy's bad! Your Luffy's bad! And here's the thing, I don't even think that this is your fault. No, I think the people who think they know how to orient you to act like Luffy and the writers who gave you all those stupid lines are the abomination here. Inaki is by far the person I most trust from all of the Straw Hats. He has been acting since he's 14, at least if my calcs are right, and not just occasional acting. He participated in 128 episodes of a TV series called La Querida del Centauro, and he did a few more series and movies after that, but seriously dude, who killed Sarah? Him and Makeyu was by far the actors where I could most see the scenes where they participated on as relevant characters, and shucks, Inaki is not bad at all. Inaki as an actor is good, but as Luffy, it's infuriating, my god! Luffy is the face of One Piece. The manga and the anime didn't achieve the proportion they achieved by coincidence. The fact is that Luffy is completely out of curse in terms of charisma. That's why when I see Luffy trying to use convincing or lighting up the mood of a situation, admiring the mast of a ship while trying to stretch his hand to touch it, I just can't accept him as a Luffy on any possible level. In the trailer, all the scenes where Inaki is acting, his personality and his expressions simply don't match with anything that resembles Luffy.
Together, we'd make a pretty good team. All great fighters call out their finishing moves. No, they don't.
I'm sensing a little bit of tension amongst the crew.
They are simply two different characters with the same clothes. How can you expect to make a live action that is 1/10 as good as the anime if the main character that sold the franchise is a complete different person? So guys, that's basically my thoughts on the whole situation. And I know I focus my complaints more on the actors than on the rest of the thing, but I still think that it's not majorly the actors that are gonna make this series suck so much. Because even though Emily, Jacob, and Taz are not that experienced as Makenyo and Inaki, I didn't see them particularly bad, like really bad at performance from the material I have to analyze. I think what's having more towards the acting in this production is how the directors and the producers in general are instructing them how to act, and the script they have to read, the way they have to read. It's not really turning into One Piece. It's turning into something else that has the One Piece team. It's that what the trailer passed to me, you know. And the CGI, man, I still think it would be like a huge punch in the face of the whole quality of the series, because honestly, One Piece is the type of material that needs such a good CGI. And I know that's not happening. I don't know what studio is animating it. I don't know how much they are allowed to spend on it, but it's more than they are spending right now. And I think those two things will weigh so much on the series, like the CGI and how the actors are being instructed, because honestly, it doesn't matter if your fights look good, it doesn't matter how well your shots are being taken, doesn't matter how well your figurine is, if the main core of the series is CGI and acting, and if you don't have that, if you don't have the characters that are properly the characters that make the anime so great, because One Piece has a high focus on the characters, it's just not gonna be One Piece. And it's not gonna be One Piece, is not gonna be as great as it could be. It's not gonna be, maybe not even good in the minimum level. And when I say Netflix knows that this is the case, and they know that this series is gonna suck, is because it's obvious, guys. It's really the way that monthly subscription work is that you only need to attract people to sign that subscription. You don't need them to review it. You don't get paid by good reviews. To Netflix keep working, to keep profiting, they don't necessarily need that people like everything they produce. They need them to like some of them, and that some of those things they have only are present in Netflix. If you want to watch The Witcher, you have to watch it on Netflix, nowhere else. So if they draw attention to The Witcher or to One Piece, which is the case now, with this trailer, for instance, that they know the fan base will not like that much, this trailer, because I could have been way much harsher in the points I want to talk about, but I wasn't, solely in respect of the actors that are being involved in the production. Because literally yesterday I saw the 5 of them reacting to the trailer. They were so excited, they were so happy with it. Inaki even cried, man. They are really excited about this, and they should be excited about, because for most of them this is a chance in one in a lifetime. This is a great way to get exposed to the rest of the industry. So in respect of them. And also Emily said that her favorite anime is Made in Abyss, which is she has a really good taste. That's a great anime. You should all watch this shit. So yeah, I can see that the actors are really excited for it. But leaving the actors aside, I am very unsatisfied with all the rest. Like, they are putting up a vote to see who is going to dub Luffy in the Brazilian dub, and I think that's stupid. The general public doesn't know about dubbing. They don't know about voice acting. They don't understand how good a person is to do a job. They are the general public. You are the professionals. You should make your best efforts to make sure that the best voice actor is going to be interpreting, not the fans. Because otherwise you just take a serious job that is voice acting and turn into a popularity contest. Because whoever who have the biggest fan base will just win this shit and is going to be interpreting Luffy even though he might not deserve it that well. Okay, I'm sure there was a test to see who was the best voice actor for the job, but still, you should have the final word on it, not people that don't understand about voice acting. So yeah, I think that's basically my point, because Netflix really, they don't need One Piece to be as great as it can be. They needed to draw attention, and if people, even bad attention is good. Like, it's just like what happened with Velma. This is basically a Velma effect at this point. The series can be as bad as it can be, but if it is as bad, even if it's so bad, people will still pay Netflix to watch it because you can only watch it on Netflix. And I think that's basically what is gonna happen. I think it's going to be a bad series, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope that all the effort and the enthusiasm that the actors are putting into the series is gonna really pay off. The only people I think that can save this series is the actors, because CGI production and everything else, I'm just really not excited. Let's hope I'll bite my tongue and this will be great, and by the end of August I'll be here again saying that I was wrong and that everything was actually great, but I don't think that will be the case. I guess that's about it. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's basically everything I wanted to say. So, bye-bye.